This is lesson 4-2, solving inequalities using addition and subtraction. Now, when we solved equations, we learned that if you do something to one side of the equation, you need to do the same thing to the other side of the equation in order to keep it balanced. The same thing is true for inequalities. Instead of the equal sign being the dividing between the left side and the right side of your equation, it is now the inequality symbol that will be the division from the left side to the right side of your inequality. So you can solve inequalities just like you solve equations. Only difference is you absolutely have to write the inequality symbol and you have to make sure you graph it correctly. For example, let's solve. P minus 4 is less than 1. All we need to do is get P by itself. 4 was subtracted from P, so we will do the opposite of that by adding 4 to both sides. If we add 4 to the left side, we must add 4 to the right side. Remember, the inequality symbol divides your inequality from the left side to the right side. Negative 4 and positive 4 cancel out, leaving us with P is less than 4, or 1 plus 4 is 5. So P is less than 5. All we need to do now is graph it. I think this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 5. We'll put an open circle at 5 with a line going to the left. It is absolutely critical that your answer includes the inequality part. Don't just give me less than 5. You have to have the variable, you have to have the inequality symbol, and the number. And of course, you need your graph as well. Let's look at problem number 2 here. 8 is greater than or equal to D minus 2. 2 was subtracted from D. So the opposite of subtracting 2 is adding 2. We add 2 to this side, we must add 2 to this side. These two will cancel out. 8 plus 2 is 10, is greater than or equal to D. Most people don't graph well when the inequality is written backwards, which means the variable is not written first. So I'm going to rewrite this so the variable is written first. D is less than or equal to 10. All you need to do is make sure the inequality symbol here is open toward D and open toward 10 and pointing toward D. Same thing here. Open toward 10 and pointing toward D. Now we simply need to graph it. If it is less than or equal to 10, here's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10. Less than or equal to means it is a closed circle. And we go to the left. It goes the same direction in which the inequality points as long as the variable comes first. Problem 3, C plus 4 is greater than 7. They added 4 to C, so we need to subtract 4 from both sides of the inequality. These 4's cancel out. C is greater than 3. Draw our number line. Greater than 3 is an open circle at 3 with a line going to the right. Always remember, you need both the inequality and the graph, unless it says otherwise. You cannot just tell me the answer is 3 because it has an inequality symbol. You have to have a variable, the inequality symbol, and the number that goes with it. Let's look at some word problems. Most people get a little confused by these, but they're not that difficult. Your baseball team has a goal of collecting at least 160 blankets for a shelter. Team members brought 42 blankets on Monday and 65 blankets on Wednesday. Write an inequality, describe how many blankets the team must donate on Friday to make or exceed their goal. Okay? First things first, we have to define our variable. The variable is always defined by the question that's asked. We need to know how many blankets on Friday. So if I decide to let B equal the number of blankets Friday, now we know that according to this inequality, they wanted a goal of at least 160, which means 160 blankets or more. If they get more than 160, that's a good thing. So we know that the blankets they brought in Monday, plus the blankets they brought in Wednesday, plus the blankets they bring in Friday, has to be more than, at least equal to or more than 160. So I can really write that as a little phrase here. I can say Monday plus Wednesday plus Friday has got to be greater than or equal to 160. Now I simply just need to substitute in what I know. Monday they brought in 42 blankets. Wednesday, they brought in 65 blankets. Friday, they brought in B number of blankets, because that's what we're trying to figure out. And together, that has to equal more than 160. So if we add 42 and 65, we will get 107. So 107 plus B is greater than or equal to 160. Subtract 107. These will cancel out. B has got to be greater than or equal to 53 blankets. Since this is a word problem, we need to write the answer in a complete sentence. They must bring in at least 53 blankets on Friday. And we have the solution to our inequality. Word problem. In order to receive a B in your literature class, you must earn more than 350 points of reading credits. Last week you earned 120 points. This week you earned 90 points. How many more points must you earn to receive a B? Okay, so again, we have to define our variable. And in this case, we need to know how many more points. So I'm going to let P equal the number of points. And we know we have to earn more than 350, so 350 won't do it, it has to be more than 350. Okay, so last week's points plus this week's points plus however many more points you have has got to be greater than 350. So last week plus this week plus and more points has got to be greater than 350. It's not greater than or equal to, it's just greater than, because it says you must earn more than 350 points. Now let's plug in what we know. Last week you earned 120 points. This week you earned 90 points. How many more points must you earn? We don't know, so we'll put that as P has got to be greater than 350. So now we will simply solve this equation. 90 and 120 is 210, so 210 plus P is greater than 350. Subtract 210 from both sides of the equation. P is greater than 140. So you need more than 140 points.